Hey, Orville, we got to put up those the barricades here too.
And we are live. Welcome to day one of HOSTech 2020. We always appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. We've got a big week coming up. Now, in past years, we've had HOSTech. Many of you have been fortunate to come and visit us here. Thousands of people, golf cart tours, the whole bit.
Barbecue.
Barbecue, that's right. Don't forget lunch.
That's right.
Obviously, we can't do that this year, and there's no IMTS this year, so we're doing something a little different.
That's right. So all week long, we're going to be coming to you all 5 days this week, 2 sessions every day, 2 live in-person sessions, and then in between that, we're going to be doing a bunch of new pre-recorded content that you guys haven't seen before.
That's right. So we'll be live streaming for several hours each day, but as Andrew said, twice a day we'll be live.
That's right. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we'll be coming to you starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and then with another session at 12 noon. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, to help out those guys on the East Coast, we'll be doing starting at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then again at 10 a.m.
It's going to be an early morning for us.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah, just hang on. Yep. So real quick, every time we do a live stream, we talk about this.
Yeah.
Normally, everybody at the factory is wearing a mask. Obviously, that doesn't go over well on camera, and you couldn't hear us. So just know that everybody around here's got a mask on. The only time we take them off is when we are live on the air.
That's right. Everyone else in this room behind the cameras on the decks has a mask on. Moving on, during this whole event, we'll be coming to you from 2 different locations here in the factory. Here in the demo room, in the front of Building 1, this is where we show off all the machines to customers coming into the factory. And then we're also going to be coming to you from what we call the products area. And that's back in Building 2. And that's the area where our product specialists test new machines, test the tools for our HOS tooling site, things of that nature. Anyway, so that's where we'll be coming from.
Frank, can you pull up the schedule, please, so everybody can see? Appreciate it. So we're going to pull the schedule up here. While Frank's bringing that up, I want to let you know that this entire week we have an Unlock the Savings promo. If you go to HOSCNC.com, easy for me to say, right on the home page you'll see the promo. There's an additional 5% off this week only. That does end on Friday. So if you're thinking about a machine or you want to quote, reach out to your HFO this week and get that extra 5%.
That's right. You definitely want to check that out if you're in the market for a machine right now. So coming up to what we're going to do today. Today we're going to be focusing on automation, both from a robotics perspective and an automatic parts loader perspective. Starting things off, Brian and Corey are going to be talking about the robot as it's attached to a lathe and as we attach it to a mill. And then I'll be following up with Milton Ramirez, looking at how we use automatic part loaders with lathes and mills. So with that said, let's get started.
Appreciate it. All right, guys, if you want to follow me over here, I've got Corey Sullivan here, product specialist. Corey's our resident robot expert. Now, real quick before we get started, if this cage looks a little weird, just know that we took this down only for purposes of this video. When you get a robot that's made it up to your HOS machine, it'll have a full cage, and when we go over a little later to the mill, you'll see that. All right, Corey, you're going to walk us through the robot and how simple it is to install and program.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get started, the biggest obstacle for most people getting a robot is 2 of them. It's price and it's integration. So can you talk a little bit about the integration and how simple it is?
So yeah, the integration is much simpler than the standard way of doing it. We have a connection box hooked up to the machine in the back there, and it's just got an Ethernet port and power cables and everything, and the internet or the robot talks to the machine just straight through the Ethernet cable.
So we actually, if you guys watched our service videos, Orville Collins, our head service guy, actually connected this, and we were able to connect this to the machine in about half a day. You can be up and running with the robot on your HOS machine in less than 1 day. The other thing is the programming.
So yeah, the programming, you don't have to change anything in your part program. Just the very last thing, instead of running an M30, just change that to an M299, and that just tells it to run an extra sequence, and then it'll run the program back from the start when it's loaded in the next part.
Okay, and that's important because if they
Yeah.
have a machine now and want to add a robot, change nothing in the program but that M299.
Yeah, so it's very easy to change your normal part program to be a robotics program.
Okay, Frank, you want to switch to the VNC viewer? Make sure it works. Is it up? Okay, you want to just page around? We don't have to
Yeah.
do any more unless you want to.
So you can see all that good, Frank? Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay,
Okay.
let's
Transfer over to the mill.
let's practice going across the aisle. Okay, so that's programming and integration of a robot on an ST10. Let's go across the aisle about 5 feet. Tyler, Sal, if you want to follow us over here. So I mentioned earlier that it'll have a full cage. This is what it'll look like. Cage all the way around, lockout. The robot will only operate when the cage is closed and locked.
Yeah.
Again, obviously for video purposes, Corey's going to go in and really just show you the differences of a robot on a mill versus the lathe.
Yeah, so there's not too much difference between the mill and the lathe robot. Actually, they're basically the same when it comes to programming and everything. Same thing for the program, you just change the M299 at the end. Big
Frank,
difference
you want to
you'd
switch
see-
over to the mill VNC?
Yeah, so big difference would be for the mill, you would have special gifts. So it more accurately represents what you're going to be wanting to do on your machine. So on the other one where we had it showing you loading your parts into the lathe, this one will show it loading into a vise on your mill.
Okay. But same exact principles as far as programming,
Exactly
and
the same,
loading
yeah.
parts and unloading. Okay. Okay. So do you want me to queue you up like that on the VNC viewer?
Yes, that was good.
Okay.
That'll probably make it easier so they don't have to zoom in on the screen too.
Yeah. Yes. How did the transition over here look? Were you guys watching the live stream? Yeah.
Good.
Okay. You guys did a good job on that. Yeah. Sweet.
Awesome.
Cool. Was the intro too long? Or about right? It was okay?
It was good.
Say again? It's okay. They don't need to see us. So basically, Corey, when I come over, I didn't have my card. I'm going to do just these real quick, which I
Okay.
was trying to remember. but
Yeah.
I'll have this, and then I'm going to turn it over to you,
Okay.
basically.
Cool.
Let you do your whole thing.
Yeah. That was perfect. I think that was really easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll, interject every now and then.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I thought of is that we probably won't want to wait for all 4 parts to be done being machined.
Probably
but that's
not.
fine. We can just stop it halfway through. And
Actually, what we'll probably do, I was thinking about that too. When it's loading and
Yeah.
it's probably on part 2, I'm
Yeah.
going to ask Frank to switch over to the robot video, the large
Oh,
robot,
okay.
which is only 1 minute.
That would be perfect,
And then
yeah.
you can just hit reset while we're doing that.
okay. Yeah, that'd be perfect because 1 part will be enough. Really, 3 minutes is going to be long enough for them
Yeah.
to sit there. Okay, now it's loading a device.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there will be a point towards the end of this presentation where it's going to run some parts. So, and you're going to do the same thing here.
Yeah.
Here we're just loading parts. Here it's actually machining a part, but
Yeah.
but you don't need to get that. It's nothing exciting.
Yeah, I thought maybe, just leave that one running, I guess, could. Or just, what do you think's better? Just leave that robot running and have it do that whole table as we come over here? Or
I think stopping it, just
it
mostly
stop.
because Tyler's back there.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely then.
So yeah,
You're gonna take Tyler.
Let's e-stop it when you come over.
Yeah. Okay. That way I can. I'll leave it at 4 parts for now.
What happened?
I don't know. So whenever I use the overlay, it's starting to act a little glitchy, which it's never done before.
Oh, good.